Hi everyone, Tanea here of TPK Feng Shui and Design. I help people create stress-free environments to live and work through Feng Shui and design. And today I want to talk about why you might intentionally shift the energy of your space, why you might intentionally shift the physical things in your space. So in my living room is in the helpful people and community and travel area of my home. Every home has these 9 different areas of your life that you can superimpose on the floor plan of your home so that you have an area of your home that relates to your relationship, and you can set up that space in a way that reflects the relationship that you want to have. It's really incredibly powerful work, and it's kind of Feng Shui 3.0 almost. There are some first steps that sometimes you have to take in order to get to that place where that's really powerful, but some people are further along that path than others. So there are a number of things that you can do to intentionally shift the energy of a space. And in my living room, it's the helpful people, it's the community area, it's the travel area, and it's been feeling stale and stagnant. And I have these different areas of my life where I'm really looking for some solid, helpful people to come into my life and some solid community, and being able to see that and be aware of that because they're always around me. It's just, can I see that? Can I see them? And so the space itself has been feeling pretty stale and stagnant. And we recently removed, just about a week ago, we removed a couch that we did not love that had been hanging out in our basement as kind of a filler. It was a place for people to hang out and relax when we had a party. We have this basement rec room that we use occasionally in the summer. It's nice and cool, so it's a good place to be. There's a pool table, and occasionally we use the space, but almost never do we use the couch, even though it seems like maybe there should be a couch there. So we got brave. We said we're ready to let go of the couch. It took us couple months, maybe a year to really be ready. So sometimes it takes time, but we got the couch out, and almost instantaneously this perfect, amazing, beautiful wood maple round table came along, and my husband had been looking for a table to be able to play poker with his friends down there for like a year or two. He's been thinking about doing that. So that created this movement right down below in the space directly below, also in the helpful people and community area, but that's of the past. Basements have to do with the past. So it's creating this big shift in the past of the helpful people, and removing that and being able to put exactly what we needed, exactly what we wanted in that space that was gorgeous and came to us effortlessly. All of a sudden, I was ready for this bigger shift in my living room, which had been feeling stale. I didn't know what else to do with the space though, because from the day that I saw this house, before we even purchased it, the living room was set up in a particular way. And because of the space work that I do, and it's just what I do, I immediately saw how the living room would be set up. And that's just how it was. And it's been a great setup for us. But I hadn't been able to open up my mind to the other possibilities. And we shift things around in general, but it's always shifting around our couch. And so we recently got really brave. Just last night, we kind of followed the pieces, and my most recent vlog talks more about this. So if you want to hear more about that, go ahead and listen into that. I'll share a link. But we recently decided that we were ready to let go of the couch that's in our main level living room. It was a couch that I don't love, but my husband was still finding joyful, so there's kind of that play there. And I don't want to blame it all on him, because I've been ready for a while, but there's resistance that comes up to letting go of things like that, like, oh, then I have to find a new couch, or living rooms need couches. I have these limiting beliefs around that. And so we recently pulled out that couch, which created an incredible amount of space and allowed us to shift and have possibilities in that space that we had never thought of before. And now the space is inspiring and it's energizing, and not just for me and for my husband, but my daughter is thrilled with it, and my son. There's so many cool spaces that didn't exist before. So when you intentionally shift the energy of a space, when you intentionally shift the physical objects of the space, it will also open up for you energy in that area of your life. And I already am feeling, this was just last night, so we'll see what happens. I'll keep you posted. But I'm already feeling so much more optimistic about the areas in my life where I feel like I need these helpful people I need to attract these helpful people into my life. And I'm already feeling so much more optimistic about the possibility of that becoming a reality. So there's so many different things that you can do to intentionally shift the energy of your space. And the biggest thing that a lot of people need to start with is really decluttering, because the clutter in your space, it lowers the vibration of your space. It lowers the vibration that you experience in your body. It makes it more difficult to motivate. It makes it more difficult to see the opportunities. It makes it more difficult for the energy to flow in and around your space, which is what feng shui is all about. At its most basic, it's about allowing energy into your life, allowing opportunities into your life, allowing the energy to flow in your space, allowing yourself to see the opportunities that come available. So there's so much that you can do when you declutter in your space and really let go of the things that no longer serve you. But there are other ways that you can shift energy in your space. And I just want to mention them briefly here. And oftentimes when you move into a home, or when you buy a home, or when you are have a big shift in the life that you're experiencing in your home, like somebody moves out or somebody moves in, then it's really important to shift the energy about the space, because spaces collect energies. They collect predecessor energies, energies of people who have been in them before. When you have a big party, your space all of a sudden has the energy of all those people in your life and in your space, and oftentimes that can be very positive. But most of the time there are energies hanging out in your space that are stale, that are stagnant, that no longer serve you, that would be good to let go of. And there are lots of different ways to do that. And when you remodel and you build, it's really important, and other times as well, it's really important to do a space clearing. And that can look like a lot of different things. I do space clearings for people who are local here with the local work that I do. But basically it involves, there's so much depth to it, and it's really helpful when somebody who's really attuned to energy can come and do that. But basically, you're smudging your space. You're having some sage smudging. You might ring some bells. You're disrupting the energy in your space. You're asking it to part. You're opening up your windows. You're opening up your doors, and you're infusing the space with new, fresh energy with essential oils. You can put salt bowls in your space that will absorb that energy, and then you dump those down the toilet after 24 hours. There's lots of different things that you can do to clear the energy of a space. And that energy clearing can allow you to create the shifts in your space that you're looking for, and vice versa. When you remove something big like a couch that has absorbed an incredible amount of energy over its lifetime, when you move that out of a space, all of a sudden there's new fresh energy. There's space that didn't exist there before. There's an opening in the energetic field that didn't exist there before. So I just wanted to share with you some of the things that you can do to intentionally shift the energy in your space. And that can have to do with physically shifting your space. That can have to do with doing energy clearings in your space. It can have to do with a lot of things. Every time you shift your space and do something new, it creates new openings for you in your life. So I want to encourage all of you to listen to your intuitions in your space. Create the shift. Act on your intuitions. Make those little shifts that you're thinking, this might be really helpful in my life. And when you want to really potentize that, when you want to make that create this incredible potential for you in your life, then I highly recommend getting in touch, and we can set up a time to talk to see if the work that I do would be a good fit. Because oftentimes what happens is people are spinning their wheels and really trying to shift things in their life or in their space, but they don't have that added support. They don't have the perspective that I can allow. They don't have, oftentimes the intuitions that you have are good feng shui. Oftentimes people say, oh, I thought about doing that, but I didn't listen to that intuition. And I can explain to them how in feng shui, in this ancient tradition, that is an incredibly helpful thing to do, and your intuition will guide you in the right way. So if you want to get on the phone and talk about the intuitions that you're having about your space and about your life, and get that ultimate clarity, and talk about those next steps, what you can do to shift your space and shift the life that you experience, then get in touch. I'd love to talk to you. Have a great day.